I want to build stuff that people use. And when they use them, I want them to like click. I want them to say, aha, because it's borderless, censorship resistant, portable. It's like all of the things that you dream about money to be.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shoot the Breez, Building in Bitcoin, where we speak with the builders shaping the future of money. Today's guest is Tony, the co-founder of Cowbolt, and we're here today to talk about why they chose Bitcoin, what they're building with Breez, and what the future of money looks like from their side of the screen. Tony, lovely to meet you, sir. For folks that are unaware of Cowbolt, could you tell us the story behind the company?
One of the things that me and my co-founder was a bit frustrated with, especially when you try to onboard family members and friends, was that even if it was quite easy to set up, when you're starting sending to people, if you're not scanning a QR code next to you, you still need to deal with the long URLs. You still need to deal with the different types of assets. You still need to deal with the different layers. You still need to deal with how you storage your things, especially your seed key is most important thing. And we were just playing around with different ideas for how we can actually approach this from the first principle. And one of the things that we talked about was like, it's a lot of the wallets apps are apps that you're using once a month if you're not living in a Bitcoin environment or in a Bitcoin society. And these like go to the dentist apps. And we were like, what would it take to build like a toothbrush app? And I was using Noster. I was playing around with other technologies. And I was like, is it trying to beat Twitter? Or is it trying to make utility in smaller micro community of groups? And then we just started a design exercise where actually cost splitting was just our first, like creating groups, inviting your close family and friends to a group and starting to actually throw some sats around in that group with tracking cost was just our first experimental use case. And we decided instead of building 1,000 use cases like peer-to-peer loans and other financial products, we just said, why don't we just go to market really fast? And instead of sitting here and guessing, let's work with people and let's listen to what actually the users want. And that's what we did. So this summer, beginning of summer, as you guys know, because you guys helped us, we took the app to App Store. We went to the Bitcoin conference and we started to show it to everyday users. And and the feedback is great. Some feedback is really valuable. Some people are expecting more. Some people are like think it's perfect. You know this. It's always hard to find product market fit. And right now we're building. So every day we're a small team. We're trying to figuring out what actually is the use case people want and how can we still onboard non-Bitcoiners to this, because that's the biggest blocker right now. It's like we get good reactions from Bitcoiners, but when it's coming to family members, friends of friends, people traveling together, doing cost split, like they're still struggling with some of the Bitcoin thesis, like Bitcoin taxonomy and naming, and yeah. So that's where we are, and it's just I'm just excited to be in this industry because my background is in traditional tech. So I'm just happy to build on Bitcoin, work on Bitcoin, talk with Bitcoin people like you every day. And yeah.
So let's go back then. Let's go for your trajectory to Bitcoin. So, like you said, you come from the tech background. What brought you to where you are today?
I mean, I'm a developer and a front-end designer who's been building tools and technologies. And yeah, since I was 17 years old, going through web agencies and Silicon Valley, I stayed 5 years in San Francisco where I worked as a design leader for Airbnb. And during Airbnb, I, I, I mean, it was the pivot. It was like the peak of Web 2, I would say. Um, and when I say Web 2, I mean where actually like the interactive internet led to SaaS products, calendars, interactions with like where actually you made tools so easy, so it became like a self-playing piano to become a host. And many people believe that Airbnb is all about supply and amazing villas and beachfront properties, but the magic with Airbnb is that it's actually is a set of tools that makes it so easy for you. So you go all the way from like listing, renting, like safety, insurances, payments for hosts. So it's a B2B product. Most of the backbone is a B2B product, but it's still like decentralized home ownership, and it's opened up all of this locked up capital. And I think during these eras, we talked a lot about capital. We talked a lot about with host about life savings. We talked about treating your home as collateral. Uh, we talked about like the boomer generation, how they were looking at real estate, and in the context of all those conversations, and um, you had two paths. One was like the Web3, break it until you make it, and one was through hard money and like pristine capital and collateral, and that was the Bitcoin path. After Silicon Valley, me and my co-founder Daniel, we're also cousins. I mean, started to go to different Bitcoin conferences and started to meet people like you and others, and just started to try to solve one big problem in this industry, and that was the onboarding problem of the masses, the utility problem.
And so you mentioned this actually in your intro about the challenges. So it sounds as though you're not preaching to Bitcoiners necessarily. You're looking to break in to get family and friends on board. And so, what are some of the challenges that you've noticed when building?
I mean, this is a discussion that probably everyone listening to this knows about, but it's like the discussion about store of value or medium of exchange. The savings technology that Bitcoin has become is a massive value prop, and it's something that we should truly respect. But at the same time, it's one of the most amazing medium of exchange because it's borderless, censorship resistant, portable. It's like all of the things that you dream about money to be. And we can sit and talk about store of value for as long as possible. But the fact is, like, when you see people use it, when you see newcomers actually split a bill, you pay them a burger, or like you send them back some sats, and they're starting to understand the seamlessness, the speed, like the cross-border function. Like it's an aha moment for every developer because what you are when you're a front-end developer and designer, you want utility. And utility is it's the same as you're an entertainer, you'd like to make movies because you want people to laugh. Like I want to build stuff that people use, and when they use them, I want them to like click. I want them to say like, aha, this is actually the purpose of it.
What have you seen so far from releasing the product that surprised you?
So my background at Airbnb, we took a lot of basic features. Everyone has a calendar, everyone has a bank account, everyone has like I mean you take those marketplaces have existed forever online as well, like Craigslist and other. But when you smash them together inside of the brand Airbnb, it becomes very powerful because one is a multiplier of the other. We were thinking the same thing. We were thinking like if you can take like gifting and celebrations when people are having a birthday, like Facebook, everyone just using Facebook today to say happy birthday. But can you do that and send them a balloon that is filled with some sats? Can you have social interaction with your friends and family in Cowbolt and take some of these behavior that we know exist on other social media platform, but add them to a Bitcoin standard? So I think our problem right now is that we just need to be focused and trying to build one use case that is really core, because it is really hard. It's really hard to drive a new behavior. People still want to use 6 different apps for different purposes. We are trying to pivot more into the social aspect and more to like teamwork, collaboration across borders. That's literally like our vision and our mission is to crack collaboration across borders, like and make it seamless and simple.
What I was going to then kind of move towards now is why we're chatting is that you ended up integrating Lightning with Breez. And one of the things I kind of wanted to ask is like, how did you find out about Breez Why did you go down the SDK route?
I think you guys helped us to learn. I mean, we had a clear vision and we came from the front end perspective and we started to explore and meet different people. And I think we didn't need to look that far. We didn't need to look to explore all of that wrapped things and Bitcoin on other chains and anything like that, because Lightning had come, even though it's have a lot of critiques, it had come really fast. Like it's come really like far, and it's working. The only problem I still saw was part of the storage, and it was part of like how actually each of the layers of Bitcoin interact. And when I figured out that actually you guys specialized on the combination between like main chain, Liquid, and Lightning, then it hit me that this is actually the best partner to build it with. But it's also some huge advantages by combining Lightning and Liquid. That actually is the opportunity here that I think we should double down on. Because like for someone who's new to Bitcoin, for someone who has come in, they can receive like their funds, their settlement, like through any address. They can send to any address. A lot of the stuff is taken care of. And also, you're backed by technology. You're backed by Bitcoiners. So it's a lot of trust in it. So we decided to go down and work with you guys. And you guys have been. I mean, we have a channel straight into the two developer teams. So I mean, thank you guys. And I think um, this is the thing: the difference between the old web world and the old Silicon Valley world I come from, and building for Bitcoin is the collaborative mindset. It's like no one of us, like, to be fair, I think most people in Bitcoin making more money of their Bitcoin holdings than they do of the businesses they are running, sort of. And but it doesn't matter because people are so collaborative anyway. So the incentives are so aligned. So if you just onboard the next family, like, or you onboard your friends, or you get the network to grow, you're still incentivized to just make your business succeed. So everyone is just happily working like with as much open code they can, as much APIs as possible, and a truly collaborative mindset. So yeah, and that's yeah, I haven't seen that ethos in any other industry.
And the kind of thing I like to wrap on now is there anything kind of final note that you want to share about Cowbolt, or anything you're building, or anything you want people to take away and go away and do?
We are a small team and we're completely bootstrapped. So we are building what our community tells us to build. And if the user doesn't love it, like we can start over and try something else. So once again, it's like this is the most fun part of it, is to find that true product market fit through the use cases. So all feedback is you can just go like I mean, on our website you can sign up, you can download it, you can sign up to our beta group, and you can just bombard us in the chat field with feedback and comments.
There you go. Your inbox is about to be hit very hard. So, Tony, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. And it's honestly, thanks for coming along. And
And
yeah,
and thank you guys once again. I think it's the third time I'm saying it. We wouldn't have been live if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you guys.
my man, we're end on that.
Bye.
Peace.